So hilarious when mainstream media attacks the truth and specifically mentions things like the end times and the rapture. And they do so derogatively and to speak down at it like those crazy tinfoil hat Christians, those weirdos that want the end of the world to come. Who wants the end of the world to come? Me, sir, me, can I? Because Jesus is coming back. And that's what they're lacking. If they don't have a desire to be with God, they don't have a desire to be in the arms of their Savior, they will not want anything to come for fulfillment because they want to live these pointless lives in darkness as long as they can. They don't realize that the truth, the way, the life is right there. And it's not that we're trying to not enjoy life. We are living life to the fullest as God enables us in a time such as this. But we long to be with our King and our God. And that's something mainstream media and the unsaved will never get. Sadly, even some Christians will never get. But for those of us who are awake, excited, redeemed, and eager to be in the arms of Jesus, yes, I can't wait. I'm hopping up and down in my chair, looking up, ears just quirked a little bit, waiting for the sound of that trumpet that'll sound at any moment. And that is how we should be living, because that excitement bubbles out of me and inspires me to want to share the truth more with everyone around me, to give that excitement of the soon arrival of Jesus Christ for his bride to all those around me. The power of God to break chains and push back darkness with his light. So yes, we're weird, we're different, we're beyond tinfoil hats. We're saved and redeemed and excited to be with our God in his arms in the place he has prepared for us. And we see prophecy screaming about it all the time. So when this article came out, I just burst out laughing and I thought, no, I need to read this to you and you're going to enjoy this one. How the Israel-Iran conflict became a battleground for apocalyptic religious extremes. Apparently, I am, and you, apocalyptic religious extremists. Poor David Lammy, the Foreign Secretary, appears to be a typically British minister, a speaker of mincing words. He won't say whether America joining Israel's attacks on Iran is legal or a good idea. He may be trying to preserve the fantasy of this special relationship with the US, but he may also have ducked the question because he doesn't want to get crushed in the Iran-Israel battle between biblical enemies Gog and Magog. Stampeded by the four horsemen of the apocalypse, or knifed by Shia Hashashin as mortal foes rush towards the end of times. So, a lot of mockery in the statements, mocking both sides of the aisle and the very fact that it's end times. They continue. But given that Donald Trump doesn't value international law or domestic legislation, legal niceties over Iran mean nothing. Seemingly more important to Trump are rapture Christians. Wow. Who believe the second coming of Christ is close. They're among his most devoted supporters. 72% of white evangelical Christians support Trump, according to an April poll by Pew. His ambassador to Israel is among the 39% of all Americans, according to a 2022 poll, who believe the end of times is upon us and that it's a good thing too. Shocker! No way! How can people be like that? The second Trump administration has become a crucible for the fusion of American evangelical eschatology, belief in the end times, and Middle Eastern geopolitics. At the heart of the convergence lies a potent belief system that is rooted in a literal interpretation of Bible prophecy. Mike Huckabee, Trump's ambassador to Israel, is a leading end-timer. Broadly speaking, Christian Zionists believe all Jewish people must be gathered into Israel before a final confrontation between good and evil during the apocalypse, which will hasten the end of times and the second coming and the rapture. Get this confusion. When the righteous will ascend into heaven over a golden bridge between the Mount of Olives and the Golden Gate on the western wall of Jerusalem's old city. There is also a long tradition of apocalyptic belief that runs through the Twelver Shi'ism, that is the official religion of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Central to this tradition, led by Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, is the belief that we are indeed living through the end of days, and that at any moment the Mahdi, the 12th and final divine Imam who vanished in the 10th century into a grave, will re-emerge. He will lead his followers to conquer the world, starting in the Middle East, and rule for a few years, 7, before the day of judgment. The UK, France, Germany, the EU, and now Russia are all calling for a diplomatic solution to the escalation between the US, Israel, and Iran situation. But they have perhaps missed the key issue, and that is that Washington and Tehran may want the apocalypse now. So they wrote the article in a very mocking tone and tried to make it look ridiculous, like these mad people are driving us all to destruction, and these very sane people, the UK, France, Germany, EU, and even Russia, are calling for diplomatic solutions because they don't believe in this craziness. But they're just pushing more truth by mistake out there that, hey, maybe you should remember that it is end times. Maybe you should think about the second coming of Jesus Christ. Maybe you should wonder if the rapture is something you should be concerned about. They're talking about everything that is happening now and about to happen, even though they're doing it as slander and mocking. It is just showing you one more sign of how late the hour is. So I, for one, besides laughing at some of their confusion, really enjoyed the article. God bless. Have a great day and keep looking up, you extremist, apocalyptic religious extremes.